Ladies and gentlemen, uniquely unqualified podcast, take two, one subject, easy content. Donald Trump, you're fired. Pam Bondi. But before we get into that, please like and subscribe. Thank you to everybody that's already liked and subscribed and watching the numbers go up. It's absolutely fabulous. So, Pam Bondi, you're fired. So, I think that everybody's been wanting Pam Bondi fired from the word go. I guess she did a good job in Florida, but they stated, Trump's cabinet stated reasons for her firing, and one of them being frustration with her leadership, or lack thereof. It seems to me like she wasn't able to communicate properly with the other wings of the DOJ, including the FBI director, Kash Patel, another guy I'm just waiting to get fired. But, you know, Pam Bondi really screwed up when it came to the Epstein files. You know, she was caught in public stating to some rando that she's got tens of thousands of files or videos, and they all have horrific stuff in them, little kids and women getting hurt. That goes out. She actually said that, you know, then there were no files, and then there were files, and then we had to redact files, and then we got 3.5 million files, and then people got rightfully upset at the files because all of the criminals' names were redacted. Anybody who sent a, you know, what would the word be, a salacious or I don't know, icky email to Jeffrey Epstein in reference to sex, money, kids, whatever, those people's names are redacted. Those are not the names that need to be redacted. Those are the names that need to be exposed and jailed. So I could imagine that they were frustrated with her leadership. Now, after the heat came under 3.5 million files were released, and the public basically was like, what the fuck is this shit? You didn't give us squat. You know, you gave us a few really shitty videos and a bunch of redacted names. That's like, no, we need those names. Those names need to be exposed. What are you doing? And so, you know, then I forget the actual thing that happened, and then all of a sudden, everybody knew that there was another 2 million plus files to come out, and 3.5 came out. There was more than 2 million files left to come out. The country and the world went into a slight uproar about what's going on, and then all of a sudden, door gets closed. Epstein files have been released. Although we know that there's a whole bunch more that need to be released. So she screwed the pooch on the Epstein files. And then when she did her little Senate hearing thing, her dress down, and the Dow is people, Americans, 401ks are stronger because of President Trump leadership. I don't give a fuck about my 401k. The stock market goes up and down all the time. I've got IRAs. And I don't fucking watch the stock market. Like, Americans with those types of investment portfolios don't necessarily, you know, I don't have millions of dollars in my IRA, and so, you know, we just shuffle a few grand a year into that, and it grows, or it doesn't grow so much. But Americans don't give a shit necessarily about their 401k when you're being deposed and you're losing your fucking cool in front of Congress, and they're just eating your lunch, and you have no answers for anything but to just look like a fish flopping out of water. It was horrible. It was horrible. So Pam Bondi has probably done a pretty shitty job. And leadership requires communication. you have to communicate with your Department of Justice, and under which the FBI falls under. And so when the FBI files are coming out, or the Epstein files are supposed to be coming out, and she's saying to the world separately that she's got all these files, and then Kash Patel says, I haven't seen anything, bro. And mixed signals. What do we got? Do we got people, is the fucking president of the United States implicated? Is Jamie Dimon implicated? Are governors, other politicians, other presidents, are these people world leaders? Are they implicated? Have they done naughty things? That's what we need to know. And on the whole, President Trump potentially being implicated, there's that Asian Democrat guy, Senator, I forget his name, but he insists that there's something about Donald Trump and like a 13-year-old girl or some shit. And very well, maybe so. And that leads me into my next complaint about this whole thing. It's not that I'm complaining that Pam Bondi was fired, but who was she replaced by? Todd Blanche. Who the fuck is Todd Blanche? Donald Trump's personal defense lawyer. Woo, he must be good at his job, baby. And so if there is nothing else that makes me think that Donald Trump's name might be in them files and they might not have he might be a naughty boy, then nothing screams that's true more than Todd, go over there and save my ass, and keep these Epstein files from coming out completely. And what was Todd Blanche's first order of business when he got appointed? Epstein's done. We're done. We're not pursuing it. It's Dunsky. And so the American people, unless other states and attorneys general of individual states, unless those people and members of Congress, which they all have the power to do, right? So Congress saw, right, the Epstein files. That's why some of the people in Congress and that's why Marjorie Taylor Greene is out. That's why Thomas Massey is a dissenting person. Ro Khanna is dissenting person. These folks probably know something, and it's on them now. Now it's on them. Get this shit out. Get these people arrested. Get these people out of our Congress. Get them out of positions of power. There's an account on X, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And I saw a few things this morning that he was posting that was little tidbits of info from the Epstein files. I haven't really seen anything this afternoon, so hopefully there's these ex-warriors out there that have this information and are willing to put their neck out there and get all this shit out, because now the Federal Department of Justice ain't gonna do it, and so we need to have Congress and state attorneys general look into this stuff and start prosecuting. Even though it does seem that Todd Blanche is going to be temporary, we'll see. If you want to talk about a fucking conflict of interest, a few things are going on that's pushing me away from support of Donald Trump. And this move is one of them, baby. Yeah, baby. And so who's going to replace Todd Blanche if he does get replaced? Lee Zeldin right now, he is the head of the EPA. Apparently he's not too nice to the libs. So we'll see. Either Todd Blanche is your man and Donald Trump remains Teflon Don, or Lee Zeldin gets in. But you best bet if Lee Zeldin gets in, there ain't going to be shit going on with these Epstein files. Everybody's already talking about, the Democrats are panicking because they're going to come at some bullshit. This is all stupid. Uniquely Unqualified Podcast Take Two. Like and subscribe. Thank you much.